Hey, Beetle Dustino coming at you again today with another video. Very excited with the recent news of the Revolver Super Deluxe set getting released. Obviously not an anniversary one like the ones in the past have been, kind of, with the Let It Be situation. But yeah, of course, released originally on the 5th of August in 1966. The new reissue is going to be out on the 28th of October of 2022. And of course, I've already got my pre-orders in. I will let you know what I did pre-order. I did pre-order both the LP and the CD Super Deluxe sets. And then I also did get just the deluxe version, the 2 CD version of it. Yeah, so there's what I'm getting. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to talk about the past issues on this. So we've had 4 albums done in this Super Deluxe Remix edition with all the little bonus material and that. And I'm going to just show you the big Super Deluxe packages of the CDs today. I'm going to do a second video, kind of a part 2, where I'll talk about the LP forms of it. Seeing as we're just talking about the CDs today, I will go over what you are going to get with the Revolver CD options. Of course, there is just the 1-disc remix version of the album, and then there will be the 2-disc deluxe, so you'll have the remix of the album, and then you'll also have some kind of highlights of the outtakes and such. And then, of course, the 5 CD Super Deluxe set with the big, nice hardback book and the folio to keep all the disc in and all that. Of course, the big complaint this year is no Blu-ray audio. Me, I'm not too worried about that. I've never upgraded past stereo, so I've never really been able to utilize that anyway. No big loss for me. And the other complaint too, like the Let It Be box, they did go with just the EP on that 5th disc. This time it is the stereo remix of Paperback Writer and Rain, and then the mono versions of them too. So that's cool. They gave you both the stereo and the mono on it. No complaints for me on that either, I guess. I don't know. People, I think, make too big of a deal out of that. I'm not complaining. I think these are wonderful sets. Yeah, let's get into the past on it. Sit back and enjoy. So, of course, the first one that came out in this set was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and released exactly 50 years to the day on the 26th of May of 2017. The original album, of course, 26th of May of 1967. Yeah, this was quite a set here. I would say probably the most impressive of the boxes so far to me. And that's kind of one thing that's been cool about this, yes and no, is that each of the boxes have been different. And I'm going to get something on what I believe on the Revolver box towards the end here. So far, they've all been different. And here is that big, hefty, with that cool lenticular cover. I was staring at this last night as I was pulling these out, getting prepped, and just mesmerized at the depth of the 3D that they got on this. I remember this type of stuff when I was a kid. You get like baseball cards or, you know, little things in the cereal boxes and stuff that had something like this, and it never looked like this. This is just amazing. But I suppose in 2017 versus the 1980s, I suppose technology is going to get a lot better. But yeah, of course, we do got that slipcase. Show you the front there. I don't know how well that comes out on the camera, but there's the back. They did do the side, of course, backwards like the original LP on the spines here. Why they did that, I don't know. I'll hold it for you up right here. There we go. Now let's take the slipcase off. Take a look at this big chunky boy here. So of course this is really cool that they recreated it like it was one of the EMI tape cassettes, like the original reel-to-reel disc that it was recorded on. Front and rear with that too. And then of course it opens up, oops, hit the mic there. Opens up to reveal the contents here. Little ribbon to pull it all out. And I'm going to set this down now because it's getting a little unwieldy to hold in my position here. One cool thing they did with the disc on this one is the folio that is housed in. They did it, of course, 12 by 12, so LP size. And the folio matches the, at least on the outside and the spine, which I'll show you there. And then the back matches the original LP. But of course you open it up, and that's not the original gatefold. But yeah, we got the disc housed in here. Of course, CD1. I'll set that down so I can show you each of these, because they did a really cool. CD1 does have just the standard cover. And I'll pull the disc out. I see you haven't race paper sleeve these yet. Of course, on the Parlophone. And then CD2, we got a little alternate take of the original cover. doesn't even look like it's really a take. It just looks like the photographer was snapping away as they were getting set up there. And of course, that's also on the Parlophone. And I'm not going to be able to show you every disc because, of course, I've got one of them in my car right now. So we'll go CD3 here. Got another take of them getting prepped. And, of course, CD2 and CD3 are kind of sessions and outtakes. And I suppose some demos were on there, too. Of course, again, on the Parlophone. They really didn't do too much different on the labels on these, so I'm not too worried that CD4 is the one that's in my car because I wanted to hear that original 1967 mono mix with listening to all of my albums in order right now on the different forms. So this one I won't be able to show you, but it's again that Parlophone label. Just I think it just says disc 4 on it instead of 1, 2, or 3. And then of course we got a Blu-ray. It was pretty cool. They did these in different sleeves too. And that one's got different label there. And the content is the same, but you do get a DVD with this one too. And kind of another cool alternate take on the logo there. Disc does match that too. But anyways, there was your disc. And this one did have a few little bonus things in the box. So you got the poster. I don't think I'm gonna, well, yeah, maybe we can. So unfold the poster here. Probably the second time that's been unfolded. Hopefully you could see that all. You did get a recreation of the Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite poster that inspired the song. Sgt. Pepper's wouldn't be complete without the cutouts. your mustache and your badges and whatnot. I don't know whoever cut these out. I'm sure some kid somewhere at some point between 1967 and now has, but, and then of course the book. And these would not be complete without a nice hardback book. Of course, they recreated the inner sleeve with the book here. And I'm going to go through everything. I'll just kind of flip and whatever it lands on, it lands on. I'm sure everybody's seeing all this already, so in other unboxings, this is nothing new that I'm doing here. But just a reflection on what's been done. And of course, the back of the book there. Very nicely done. And of course, that was the Super Deluxe version. Now, I have on these, just over time, somehow they've ended up in my collection. They didn't initially, but I don't know. I just see cool things and I want to have it. And one thing I kind of liked on this was, on these collections, up until recently again, I did get the 2-disc anniversary edition of it also. The Deluxe edition, I believe this one's referred to as. And these are kind of cool. They got this nice little slipcase with the different little banner there on the side there, indicating the anniversary edition. These do slide out to reveal, oh, I got it kind of backwards. Nice little book, probably just a miniaturized, condensed version of the big book in the Super Deluxe. Again, I'll just kind of page through. Now this, however, as I'm paging through, I do believe not a lot of people probably have covered the 2-disc, but now there's the little book that came with it. A nice little book for what you're getting on the cost here. I think this is a very nicely done little package. So if you can't afford these big ones, there is a very nice package with this 2-disc edition. Then of course the disc here, the folio, and this does have the gatefold that comes out with the proper gatefold there. And then fellas on the back there too. Not quite all the lyrics in that like the original. This one I've got disc 1 in my car. I got a lot of these in my car right now, but disc 2 there. This did come with a miniaturized version of the cutouts. I'd like to see that little mustache on somebody, I guess, I don't know. And what I thought was cool about these initially, and they've kind of went away from it, but the initial ones, they did try to, with the outtakes and the demos and such, they did kind of recreate the album with the outtakes and that, which is, I think was kind of cool. That's why I've kind of picked these up once I realized that. So moving on, of course we got the Beatles, or aka the White Album. The original album, of course, released 22nd of November of 1968. They went with a completely different look this time. Of course, with this big chunky book this time, instead of in the box and that. They did have them individually numbered. There's my number, What do I got again here? Yeah, 32,919. So a couple of nines in there. That would have been cool if it was 999 or something like that. I've got a little story on this. When I got it, I was so excited getting it, trying to get the shrink wrap off and everything. I didn't realize with this clear slip case, that wasn't part of the shrink wrap. So mine got a little battle damage getting out of the box. I thought the book was just done up with the image on it. But in true form of the White Album, take the slipcase off and you've got just a white cover. It does have it embossed there, and then the number there, and everything is just housed within the book. So you got your disc in the front, and I thought this was cool, even though it's not in order of the disc, but you got disc 1 and disc 2, so representing the remixed album, and then the Blu-ray disc is sitting here, which is basically just the album with, you know, the remix on the Blu-ray audio and that. Then you got to flip to the back to get all your bonus disc. And I don't know if I'm going to show all these. I guess I will. So yeah, we'll start with the disc here, and then we'll take a little look at the book. Of course, really, they did do a little different on each of these sleeves because they just put down in the corner CD1, and of course on the Apple label on the first one here, and of course CD2. So just continuing the album and the cut apple there. And as soon as I'm here, I'll just show you the Blu-ray, and of course they just put Blu-ray in the corner there. Of course it does got the Beatles. I don't know how well they'll show up there. I'm embossed on there too. And getting the Apple label on the Blu-ray disc here. So I do think some of these do got some different labels. CD3. And yeah, we got the acetate or whatever label they call that there. And of course CD4. Again, that's, oh no, that one we got the Apple label again. I should have mentioned too, yeah, CD3 is the Easter demos. CD4, 5, and 6 are of course just the studio outtakes and demo, or well, I suppose just the studio outtakes, because the demos were all pretty much on the Easter demos there. Then we got CD5, and again on the Apple label, and then CD6, yet again on the Apple label. And of course the White Album did come with a few little extras too, and they again recreated that. They just put that in the back here in a nice little pocket. But we got the poster and the photos. So of course the photos, there's John, Paul, George, and Ringo. I guess we'll try to unfold the poster here. And I know you're not going to see everything. Yeah. I'll just try to hold it up. And then of course the back has got all the lyrics. I guess we'll just flip through the book a little too. And White Album living up to the White Album, all white. Alright, there's pictures, talks about the album of course, photos of different lyrics. Yeah, my setup here isn't exactly good for showing these big books. But yeah, there's the White Album. The White Album Super Deluxe, I should say. And now let's go for the White Album Deluxe. This one had to be a 3 CD set. They did a little different than the Sgt. Pepper's one and the other ones. And of course they just did kind of a digipack fold out here. And this is a digipack, not a digi-sleeve. As I kind of said before, everybody gets that wrong. They just refer to anything that's in cardboard as a digipack. You know, if it's just cardboard and it's got the sleeve it goes in, that's a digi-sleeve. If it is cardboard with the plastic tray, that's the hated digipack. I guess I don't really need to pull out each disc because they are just nicely laid in their little trays here. So you can see the different labels on each one. And this one, they didn't really go with outtakes or that, but they went with just the Easter demos as your bonus disc. Which was a very nice little bonus, if you ask me. You did get a nice little book with it, and you did get a miniaturized version of that giant poster I just pulled out of the Super Deluxe with the lyrics on the back. Yeah, just kind of a nice little option there to get that. And this one I see I got my hype sticker hiding in there. And of course they didn't feature the pictures individually, but they just showed them there. But yeah, there's the deluxe version of the White Album. And of course, we'll move on to Abbey Road next. This one, of course, was originally released on the 26th of September of 1969. The Super Deluxe, the Anniversary Edition, the 50th Anniversary Edition, did get released a day late on the 27th of September of 2019. Again, a totally different package. Nice glossy package. There's the back. I will show you, well, I guess that would be the true spine right there. The spine. Yeah, the other side, we'll flip it there. And this one is just a book housed in a very nice little slipcase, and let me tell you, this is super duty cardboard on this. This is going to stand the test of time. So they did a really good job on that. So the book there, again, we've already showed you the spine, I suppose. So on the back of the book, I think it pretty much matches the slipcase there. And of course the disc one and the album, the remixed album, and the Blu-ray audio is on the first page here. And then like the white album, you just go to the back page and you got disc 2 and disc 3. We'll start just looking at the book here quick as soon as I got it out. I love this picture of the guys. I got a nice big poster of this hanging up. As a matter of fact, I can see it right in my peripheral there, just to my right. And I also got a really nice clock. I'm in my bedroom with this on it. So just again, talking about the album. Got different lyrics written out, nice pictures of the guys, so forth. A very nice picture of them there on the Mad Day Out. As a matter of fact, I believe that's the back cover of the Hey Jude album. And yeah, let's take a look at the disc now. So like Sgt. Pepper's, they kind of did that different outtakes of the album cover. Of course, the famous crossing the zebra crossing there, as they say in the UK. And of course on the Apple label. And I believe the Blu-ray matches just the standard cover, and the back should be pretty similar. Again, on the Apple logo, just of course with the Blu-ray markings and region markings and such. And then we got the sessions on disc 2 and 3. And of course those alternate photos of the photo shoot of them crossing. Crazy how few shots it took to get that such memorable cover art there. In fact, it's not really photoshopped or anything. It just how it ended up, and so famous how many times that's been recreated. And there's disc 3, and again the split apple on that. Yeah, Abbey Road, the Super Deluxe, all done there. And we'll look on to the Deluxe edition now, the 2 CD. So there it is. See the spine there, or the banner I should say. There's the spine. And going back to just like the Sgt. Pepper's, we got the little folio here with the disc, and then the book. Very reminiscent of the Sgt. Pepper's release again. Yeah, that's a cool shot of the road there. But yeah, there's the disc folio. Show you the gatefold there. Yeah, there's disc 1, the album, remixed album, and disc 2 with the sessions and the outtakes. And this again was done just an outtake version of track 1, track 2, track 3 of the album. So you get the album recreated in an outtake version, which, like I said, is pretty cool. So yeah, there was the Deluxe edition of Abbey Road. And moving on to the most recent one, originally released on the 8th of May of 1970, and due to all the craziness in the world and what a world pandemic will do to everything, yeah, of course, the anniversary release of this did get pushed back quite a ways. So we didn't see this until the 15th of October of 2021, and of course that would be Let It Be. And there's the front. And I love this that you got kind of the peekaboo window, so you can do a couple of different options on it. And there's the back. Of course, they did do very similar, and I'm going to talk about the LP in the next video, but just I got to kind of bring this up with this. They did match almost piece by piece the CD and the LP release of the Super Deluxe this time, which was the first time they did this. But they did make some slight differences. Like on this, as you can tell, it's a matte finish on everything, where the LP you'll see is a nice super glossy. Maybe tune in for the next video there. And of course, this is just slipcase with books. Unlike the Abbey Road one with the slipcase, though, we do got a folio that holds the disc. And of course the book there, now you can see where you got the case there is just got the cutouts there, and you could house it in here like so and have a completely different cover to it. Now one thing, I put this backwards, I feel like. So of course this is what I want it to sit on my shelf facing, with this as the spine, but then you got to put it in backwards. To me it should go this way with everything else, and you got to put it in this way to get your spine to, the correct spine to be out there. Otherwise you just got a white spine, because that's all that's on this side. If you do the book and the disc there. But yeah, we'll start with the disc, the folio here. Of course, those alternate photos in black and white. And then we open it up and we see disc 1, and they actually got a disc 4 there. But I think that's kind of cool because you're getting kind of those 2 album versions there. And then your demos and outtakes and EP and Blu-ray all in there. And then of course that get back photo there. But yeah, let's take a look at that. We'll look at disc 1, the remixed album. This time they come out the side, not the top. And we got the Apple disc there. So then we got the Get Back Apple sessions on disc 2. This they did like the Easter demos got on the White Album release on that acetate label there. And then Rehearsals and Apple Jams on disc 3. And again, that acetate label. Of course, the Get Back album redone on here. Of course, they did get it wrong, though, I guess. The Japanese SHM CD, that one's got the correct 1969 Glenn Johns mix on there. This, I guess, is kind of a mix of the 69 and 70, all the different mixes that he did have going. But yeah, it was cool that they did include this finally. So you had an official version of this, not just the bootleg versions that you've got. I know I've got a bootleg one of it up there somewhere. And of course the controversial Let It Be EP, done on this cool just Apple, like it would be if it was a 45, done in the Apple there. And yeah, they probably could have squeezed these in on one of the other discs, but hey, this is what they decided to do, and you know, I really don't mind it. I don't care. It doesn't bug me. And of course there's the Blu-ray. Back just matches the standard remixed album, except for that, where you get the red apple, like the US version had. And of course we'll just take a quick peek at the book here. And this one was kind of unique because you had the book that you got with the Super Deluxe set here, but they also had the Get Back book that came out, just a separate book, plus the film. So yeah, we had to wait a bit on all this, but we definitely got some pretty cool auxiliary kind of items to go with it all. But I suppose we were spending a lot of money getting our Disney Plus subscriptions. And speaking of the book there's the little promo that came with all this. And yeah, I've got a nice copy of the book there too. But yeah, there was the Super Deluxe Let It Be, and then we'll take a look at the Deluxe, the 2-disc version. Kind of did away with the banner on the side here, so it just looks like pretty much standard cover of the album. And we've got the book here. I had to make sure my hype sticker wasn't hiding in there, but yeah, not much to, just a miniaturized, slimmed down version of the big book there. And of course the disc and their little folio. Oh, there's the hype sticker. I knew I had one hiding somewhere. Oh, of course the Apple label and the cut apple on disc 2. Yeah, so there was the 2-disc set. And the other thing I noticed, and I might be wrong on this, like I said, all these have been different. Not one of them has been the same. Maybe some similarities here and there, like the slipcase with the book in it, like Let It Be and Abbey Road. They really haven't been similar at all different shapes, all different sizes. It does appear the Revolver set is going to be very similar to the Let It Be set. It looks like it's got the book with the folio, with the disc in it, the cardboard slipcase housing. It doesn't have the cutout windows, but it looks like it slides out the same way. It's got the book and the folio. I do think it is going going to be fairly similar to that. And how I was complaining about the Let It Be, how I got to flip it backwards to set it on my shelf with the spine face in the right way for me. It appears the Revolver one's going that way too, because it looks like everything slides out that one side again too, like the Let It Be does. So anyways, there was the CD sets, the Super Deluxe and the Deluxe. And I'll be going through the LP ones in the next video here. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I think we got those tens of subscribers are probably getting very close to hundreds of subscribers now, so we'll have to update my beginning there. But anyways, I'm Beatles Dustino, signing out.